Square Enix announced that not only does Kingdom Hearts now going to make its way to Xbox and PC, which they reported last year, but now they're making their way to Switch. One issue, it's cloud only. It's not physical. You can't buy and own it digitally. You have to buy the rights to stream it on your Switch. That means in order to play it, you need to hardwire your Switch and then hope you have good internet. Hello everyone and welcome to DCM, Doritos, Connections, and Mountain Dew, your favorite local video game talk show. I am your host, Howard Miller.
I'm your co-host, David.
And let's start off with the news.
Hooray, the news.
All right, so first story up. In November last year, the newest entry in the Battlefield series, Battlefield 2042, came out, and it was critically panned and commercially flopped.
In other words, it sucked.
Exactly. Now, that has to do with a bunch of things, such as the game not running good at all on consoles at launch, and debatably still at this moment. Too many glitches, lack of new content, all topped off with a $70 price tag. Yeah. Recently, they just added a zombie survival mode that had to be taken down within a day due to players using it to farm XP for weapons in the main game. Now, EA is reportedly very disappointed with how the game has performed and are now looking at all options for the game, which includes making the title free to play. DICE keeps trying to update the title, but fans are still not happy about it, so maybe making it free to play will get, on the fans' good graces? Maybe?
Maybe they should have just made a better game.
Well, you can't change history nowadays.
It's a shame, because it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
From the trailers and everything. I was almost like, maybe I'll actually buy a Battlefield game for once. I guess it's a good thing I didn't.
That's why I only get them for free.
Hey. Respawn Entertainment today has confirmed they have not one, not two, but 3 new Star Wars projects in the pipeline. One of which, unsurprisingly, is a sequel to their hit Jedi Fallen Order. Another is a first-person shooter from Pete Hirschman, who's had a long history working on Star Wars games, including the original 2 Battlefront games. And the third is a strategy game, which will be made in collaboration with newly formed studio Bit Reactor, with Greg Forsch. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that name correctly, but he was the art director for XCOM Enemy Unknown and XCOM 2. Other than that, not many details are really available about any of the other games, but I've heard rumors that we might actually be getting an actual announcement for the sequel to Fallen Order this year. It might even come out this year, I'm hearing. Wait, I don't know, that's a rumor. But regardless, Star Wars fans, they be eating good today.
Except when David Cage gets near the IP.
Yeah.
For apparently 2 games now.
Oh.
Limited Run Games has just made a huge announcement. For those of you who don't know, Limited Run Games is a company that creates small runs of physical copies of digital titles for an audience who prefer physical over digital copies of video games.
You could almost say they make limited runs of things.
Oh, you dastardly dev. Now, so they started in 2015 with PlayStation consoles, and around 2017 they actually got, to make 3DS, Switch games. But however, last one still in the chopping block was Xbox. Now there was some confirmations maybe that in the future we'll get Xbox titles, but recently Limited Run Games just announced that this summer they're going to have their first Xbox game featured in a limited run. They didn't announce the game yet, but now they're kind of grounding out with PR. It's like, hey, what do you guys want, for a physical Xbox title? Which now, we have now hit the trifecta of the 3 big consoles getting limited runs. And so everyone's going to get their physical media soon, no matter what console you're on.
Very nice. What game do we think it's going to be?
What game? Oh, that's a very good question. I actually have no idea.
Neither do I. I don't really remember many original Xbox exclusives.
Yeah, I mean, if they want, they could repurpose those Star Wars physical.
True.
Because all the Star Wars limited runs they did, those were all games that are backwards compatible on the Series X right now.
Very
So,
good point.
maybe. Who knows? We'll see.
Huge news from everyone's favorite Hollywood actor, Dwayne Johnson. He'll be starring in another video game adaptation that he promises will have an announcement later this year. While he hasn't said exactly what game he'll be adapting, he does say it's, quote, one of the biggest, most badass games, one that I've played for years. Who knows what that could be?
I'm hoping it's Kirby.
That would be nice. I think he should do another Doom, but he's playing Samuel Hayden, because that would just be really funny, I think.
That would be.
But this will be Johnson's third video game adaptation he's been in, following the original Doom in 2005 and Rampage in 2018. I like both those movies. They're not great, but I like them. I hope this one is also not great, but I will still like it, because I have no faith in any video game adaptations past Sonic.
All right, Square Enix announced that not only does Kingdom Hearts now going to make its way to Xbox and PC, which they reported last year, but now they're making their way to Switch. One issue, it's cloud only. It's not physical. You can't buy and own it digitally. You have to buy the rights to stream it on your Switch. That means in order to play it, you need to hardwire your Switch and then hope you have good internet. By the time this video comes out, it should already be out, but there's demos right now for all of the games that you can try. Apparently, they're not that great. None of the fans like them. They say the ports are pretty mediocre, and there's no point of streaming it. And that's really weird, especially considering most of these games came out in the PlayStation 2 era. So why they can't fit on a cartridge or a digital file on a Switch is beyond the fans' knowledge. They should be out by this month in February, but you know what? Who knows, right? If they're going to push it back after this backlash.
What?
Yeah, you have to stream it. So you spend, first of all, on a collection of games that are at this point 5 to 7 years old, $60, and you stream it. Which means there's a, much like PS, I guess whatever PS Now is, essentially like that, but you buy it for $60.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why?
Because probably Japan fans wanted it, and they didn't actually want to try to convert it for Switch. So they thought, what's the laziest way we could do it without compressing anything or taking the games apart and selling them individually? And that was the solution.
Oh, God.
They just wanted an easy port, I guess, just like they did with Xbox and Epic Game Store. Yeah. Which, you know, theoretically, if they did sell every single game individually, they probably could have had it run perfectly fine.
They would have. They absolutely would have.
Like, maybe not Kingdom Hearts 3, but, like, if you do some compression, maybe, like, who knows?
And I'll say it here first, on DCM, the video game industry sucks and they're stupid.
Whoa, what a totally unique and original idea. I've never heard that before.
Not like we've trashed the industry multiple times on the show before.
Well, see, that was just you know, throwing, you know, like breadcrumbs into the water. You just took a full-on rock and just threw it in there, okay?
Video games bad.
Stop! We're gonna lose all of our sponsorships.
Raid Shadow Legends.
No, we're gonna lose it. And now for our next segment. Hey guys, what you been playing? I've been playing the underrated gem, The Darkness 2, a sequel to the 2007 title, The Darkness. Darkness 2 is developed by Digital Extremes, who also made Warframe after this game, and it was published by 2K. And the game is, the IP is based on a comic book, which means this is one of the few times a comic book was used for a video game before a movie, which that really does seem like a first. I can't really think of comic IPs that had a video game before a movie?
I don't know.
It follows about the plot follows Mafia Don Jackie Estacado, who's possessed by a demon known as the Darkness. The power lets him have extra monster limbs, demon sidekicks, summon plagues of bugs, create black holes, but only when he's in the darkness. This game is one of the few FPSs that have quad wielding, so you can dual wield with your human hands, and you have 2 demon arms which do their own thing, and they're each mapped to a button on the controller. So you technically have to remember, it's like, okay, well, right bumper does this, it controls left demon in my left hand, and then right bumper controls right hand, right demon. Plot's about a cult is trying to steal this power of the darkness from you, all while you keep having nightmares about that you're in a mental hospital every single time you get knocked out, and wondering, is the mobster life that you live the real life, or are you basically an insane asylum patient? It's really good, really great, well voice acted, really fun. Only issue, kind of short. It leaves on a cliffhanger, and there was never a Darkness 3, which is a bit disappointing. And when I mean a cliffhanger, I mean like an actual cliffhanger of, all right, new threat, bye, see you next game, and then the game ends.
Oh.
Yeah, but doesn't matter too much to me, as this was mainly a nostalgia trip for me, because I remember loving this game when it came out, and after 10 years, I'm glad to see that it still holds up, it's still fun, and it's still great. And right now, you can only get the Darkness 2 on PC and Xbox consoles.
It's funny you mentioned cults, kind of, because I've been playing Dead Space 2. After years and years of only having played the first century and the story expansion to the third for some reason, I finally sat down to play Visceral Games' masterclass in survival horror, and goodness gracious, why did I not do this earlier? Might be a little more actiony than its predecessor, but Dead Space 2 is still very terrifying, fixing one of the biggest issues I actually had with the first game, in that its scares were a little too, telegraphed and scripted. You kind of see what was happening as soon as you enter a room, basically. But that, like I said, that's fixed to keep the game keeps you on your toes quite a bit more. And another good thing, it gives the protagonist Isaac an actual character, which is always nice. Weapons feel great, even better than they did before. There's nothing more satisfying than laying down a bunch of mines from the detonator and goading the stalkers that are lurking in the room into attacking you, and in turn, killing themselves. It's really nice. That's basically how I played through every stalker encounter in the game. It was a lot of fun. Dead Space 2 is available on PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox consoles.
Okay, major gaming news. This is taking over the whole episode. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know if you saw the news, but Microsoft has spent $68.7 billion to acquire the company Activision Blizzard and all the companies they own, with the deal set to be finalized sometime between July 2022 and July 2023. They now broke their own record twice with video game acquisitions, most expensive ones, with Minecraft being for like $12 billion, and ZeniMax was also like above that.
ZeniMax was big too.
Yeah, and now they've broken it again with Activision Blizzard. And I don't know about you, Dave, but initial impressions, before we go too deep, I'm very mixed on this already.
So am I. I don't like the fact that Microsoft is buying everything.
But again, if you look at the original 360 things, they've always done that, which is the sad truth. That's why the 360 was good, is that they bought everyone, and the issue with the one is everyone they bought had the right to leave, and they did. Epic Games, BioWare, Bungie, they all left, and they didn't buy anyone new, or have them basically work for them 24/7.
Right.
They didn't have that, right? And I guess they really want to make the Series X like the 360 days, where they had just a bunch of studios working and making content. Which, in 2005, media amalgamation wasn't an issue back then. So I guess we could,
That's
not
true.
care.
Yeah, it wasn't as big a problem as it is nowadays.
But like on the bright side, if there is one studio that buy everything, it's better that it's Microsoft.
That's true. And I mean, the fact that one of the first things Phil Spencer did when they bought Microsoft was fire Bobby Kotick, is that his name?
Yep. Yeah, so literally the moment they have the deal, the moment they announced it, they immediately said they're replacing all of the board. Like the board and Bobby Kotick or whatever is stepping down. So like instantly...
Stepping down.
Yes, stepping down. More like, I'm buying your company, go away. Which, again, another mixed feeling. It's great he's gone because he was, if you followed our videos or any news media outlet, he was one of the main reasons why Blizzard is...
He was a piece of...
He was a bad person, okay? And now, while it's good that Microsoft's getting rid of him because Bobby basically appointed himself Grand Poobah, basically he could do anything and no one could do anything against him, it is really bad that, for an abusive workplace, the only way that they could solve this abusive workplace was hope someone with more money could buy it and take it over.
Yeah.
That is a horrible precedent in which we need to do something to make it so that we can easily remove CEOs if they are, like, being
terrible people.
Abusive.
Yeah.
Like, and like, the stories from him are flying off the shelf now that he's leaving. Like, did you hear about Overwatch?
No.
So apparently every single time they would try to make Overwatch 2, Bobby Kotick or whatever would basically come and said, hey, I got this idea for Overwatch 1. And then they would have to do overtime and crunch to do this idea for Overwatch 1 that now has to also go into 2. But then Bob would be like, never mind.
What? Oh my God.
So the main reason Overwatch 2 has delayed is because they haven't worked on it yet because they're too busy making things that keep getting scrapped for Overwatch 1.
The video game industry sucks. I'll say it again. Video games are bad.
So like, that's pretty bad. But now, if we're going to look at some more positives, they're going to own all the studios that they own, which includes things like Raven Software, who can now, stay with me, get excited, and Toys for Bob, they can make video games now.
What?
And just like Sledgehammer Games, they can also make video games now. These studios don't have to be amalgamated into the Call of Duty life cycle.
They're finally getting out of the Call of Duty dungeons.
And I think Call of Duty isn't being yearly released anymore.
I think I saw they're considering making it a non-annual thing.
Which, that's great. No one has to do crunch. No one has to be scammed by the same crappy first-person shooter every year.
We might get a good Call of Duty game.
Whoa, that hasn't happened since Black Ops 2.
Or Black Ops 1 if you're me.
Wait, was Modern Warfare 3 after Black Ops?
It may have been. I don't remember.
Can we compromise on Modern Warfare 3?
I'll compromise on Modern Warfare 3.
Okay, Modern Warfare 3. We'll
There we
compromise
go.
on Modern Warfare 3. So, that's like a decade, and that's like 13 Call of Duties.
Yeah.
So, that's not good. And again, mixed feelings, because it's really sad that in order for a game studio to make video games, someone with more money has to come in and buy the parent company. Mm-hmm. That's, again, really sad.
Yeah.
But, again, positive note, and another positive note, Raven Software has unions in it now. I don't know if you saw.
I did see this.
The QA testers are now just voted in unionization. So now Microsoft's going to have one of the first unionized game studios.
Yeah, and the fact that it's Raven, it's good to have those guys back.
It's been a while. They're out of the Call of Duty dungeon.
Was the last game they made Wolfenstein before they got bought?
No, I think, didn't Activision have the license for Wolfenstein for a while? Or was that Atari?
I don't know.
I forget who owned it, actually.
I don't remember. I just know Wolfenstein was, if not the last, it was one of the last that Raven actively developed.
Yeah, because they did Quake 4 and then they did Wolfenstein?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Wolfenstein was 2009.
Mm-hmm. So that has to be one of the last things.
Probably, yeah.
One of the last things. And also, speaking of Call of Duty, for once, Sony decided to speak up against Microsoft buying things not to have an opinion, but they're just whining because they want Call of Duty on PlayStation. And for now, Call of Duty will be on PlayStation. But maybe they shouldn't have thought about making franchises console exclusives like Street Fighter before Microsoft decided, hey, what if we start buying other franchises? And then they start whining.
Yeah.
Which is really funny because they confirmed Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be Xbox One exclusive.
Starfield is going to be Xbox exclusive.
Yep, Starfield's Xbox exclusive. They didn't have to make Minecraft on the PS4 thing, but they did. Which is really weird that you think about that Sony didn't care about Minecraft. There's a chance that they might take it off. They didn't care. They didn't care about Bethesda. But they really care about Call of Duty.
Because they know Call of Duty makes the big bucks.
And they have their exclusive and quite scummy timed exclusives for DLC and, I'm not kidding, updates.
What?
Did you not know that the past 2 Call of Duties, they have timed exclusive content updates?
What does that even mean?
That means if they add a certain mode for free, like let's say they
That's
add...
so stupid.
What's the one in Modern Warfare 2, the side campaign? Whatever that was called.
I don't remember.
But that side campaign, I think, was going to be added to one of the Call of Duty games, and it was content locked behind the PlayStation version for a full year.
That is one of the most idiotic things I have ever heard.
And also, I think the Modern Warfare remasters were also console exclusives for like a couple months. Like, especially Modern Warfare 2 was on there for like 6 months on PlayStation before Xbox.
I don't remember.
Everything else. Yeah, they really like their console exclusives for Call of Duty. But yeah, they were really wanting to know if Microsoft's going to do their end of the deal and allow Call of Duty to be there. And of course, Phil Spencer said all previously upholded contracts, same with Bethesda when they bought Bethesda, will be upheld if it's not on their consoles. So just like Deathloop, which is really weird because Sony didn't care about Deathloop when Bethesda got bought, whatever content, whatever's going to be there, timed exclusive or whatever exclusives Activision Blizzard was making for the PlayStation, it's still the contract's still gonna go into effect, and they're not gonna break it. But yeah, so Call of Duty isn't gonna be on there, and I'm trying to think. At some point, like, you gotta wonder, what are they not gonna put on there?
I don't know.
Because if Overwatch 2 is a console and PC exclusive for Xbox, that's like a big hit right there.
That is,
That's
yeah.
a big hit. Which, thinking in a competitive sense, it's like, if Microsoft has Overwatch, what does Sony have that's like Overwatch that they could just deal with? Nothing.
Battleborn.
They shut down the servers.
Battleborn 2.
I don't even know if that studio. I think that studio's gone, actually.
Well,
I think Battleborn's just gone.
Sony will make their own Overwatch clone, and it'll be terrible.
Watch, they fund Battleborn 2, and it's objectively better than Overwatch. I mean, I already thought Battleborn was kind of already objectively better than Overwatch, but that's just me. We also got some news. Phil Spencer wants to revive a bunch of franchises. So
yes, he does.
So I don't know if you know this, but Activision is really well known for milking a franchise for about 5 years and then completely throwing it away in an instant, right? They do that with developers too. Toys for Bob, they make, 2 solid remasters in Crash 4, and they're instantly thrown into the Call of Duty dungeons, So Phil Spencer wants to bring back franchises such as Hexen. Now, I don't know what that is. King's Quest. And maybe more importantly, he wants to bring back Guitar Hero.
What a Chad.
Which Phil Spencer has already been on record saying he loves games like that because he actually did help some development features with Rock Band 4 when that came out. Yeah,
I had no idea.
He had the Microsoft team help reading licenses of previously purchased DLC, so that way if you bought something on the 360 for Rock Band, it could be brought to Rock Band 4.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he helped with that from what I can remember. But so they want Guitar Hero back, and of course the rhythm game community is ecstatic. and then went to full doomer within one day, which I gotta say, for a community about video games, that was so quick. That was so, I don't even know if it was a full 20. They went, oh, dude, new Guitar Hero 2. Guys, if it's not a service where there's 600 songs on launch, drums, full drum support, vocals, all guitars, brand new peripherals, and the ability to make custom songs, along with custom stage, custom characters, and all this custom stuff, I don't think it's gonna survive. It might not be able to live.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, if you remember the last Guitar Hero, which did exactly that, it flopped and you can't play it anymore. For a game that went from 1,000 songs to 24 in one night. So shut up and just get a new Guitar Hero that's a rhythm game for $60. Because I guess those people play some game called Clone Hero, which is basically like Guitar Hero, but for pirating music. And custom charts. And I guess they just want the new Guitar Hero to be that, but you know what? Maybe it'll be an actual game other than a cool customs community.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm excited at the prospects of a new Guitar Hero.
Listen, almost my entire musical tastes I had to thank for Guitar Hero. I have Guitar Hero to thank for.
Exactly.
So if I get a new Guitar Hero game, one that's good, I will be very happy.
Which, you know, maybe even better, maybe that'll kick the pants to get some creative juices flowing for a Rock Band. Maybe we'll get a Rock Band 5 or a new expansion for Rock Band, because Lord knows.
Or maybe we'll actually get new peripherals for Rock Band.
LOL. Stop dreaming.
Please?
Never.
Harmonics?
Never.
For God's sake.
Listen, they did 2 runs for 1 year. That's good. That's good enough. Good enough. And now here's also another possibility I saw. So we live in an age of modern consoles.
We live in a society.
We live in a society. Now I'm very excited because Activision actually has the DC license. So I really am waiting for the Joker 2 movie tie-in game. I'm of course lying because Dave's trying to mess with me, and I will deal with that later. But we live in a modern age with consoles that have high running power, and as you can see, with MMOs such as Final Fantasy XIV running on the PlayStation, and other MMOs such as Neverwinter Nights, and I'm sorry, not Neverwinter, I think it's just called Neverwinter, and Terra, there is ideas of what if we can get World of Warcraft on a console for the first time.
That could be interesting.
Which, you know, of course, they also just released WoW Classic Edition as well. So maybe, you know, we can get, much like how Minecraft was put on consoles, we can get the vanilla version first, and then we can slowly do big content updates to get World of Warcraft where it is now. But I don't know. I've never actually played World of Warcraft.
I've played 20 minutes of it at a friend's house, and I was like, I don't get it.
You know what? After playing a bunch of MMOs, I also don't get MMOs.
All right, glad we're on the same page.
But I gotta try it before I can knock it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gotta give everything a chance.
Exactly.
But that would be a huge selling point, right? Because, listen, what was it? Bethesda. Microsoft got Bethesda, right? One of the first things they did was ported Quake, right? So Microsoft obviously has this huge belief of making sure people can play old games.
Right.
Right? World of Warcraft seems like the most ingenious idea you could do.
It's a pretty good one.
Pretty good one.
Pretty solid.
Pretty solid get. I don't know off the top of my head what other Activision games could be doing. Maybe we could finally get Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 and 3 HD.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
That would be very nice.
That'd be golden.
Get them out of the Call of Duty dungeons.
Yeah. Maybe we can get new Spyro.
Ooh.
New Spyro, maybe? Because we got Spyro the Reignited trilogy, and then they made Crash 4, which was a sequel to the Crash, trilogy.
So
maybe
it would make sense.
Well, maybe that or more HD collections, like because Spyro had a lot of games.
Yeah,
some of them not good.
Yeah, that's neither here
But
nor there.
we can still get them.
It's all right.
We can still get them, and so there's a lot of positives about Activision Blizzard being bought, but again, media amalgamation sucks. But hey, it's not Tencent, it's not EA, and it's not Epic Game Store. Those are the
Yeah.
three you don't want anyone to ever buy your studio.
Exactly.
Ever.
So it could be worse, is what we're saying.
Yeah, because as a lot of people are doomering, I keep seeing the data, and the more I see the data, I'm like, oh, this is actually a really good thing. Unfortunately, it's kind of a good thing, right? Because it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We can't change it, but at least it's Microsoft, and of course. So who knows? The future is up in the air.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Rest assured, you'll hear it from us.
Yeah,
Probably not first, but you'll hear it from us.
Yeah, you'll hear it from us. Well, if you're watching TV, of course it's from us first. You don't go online.
Good point.
All right, that's the end of our show. All right, that's the end of our show. I'm Howard.
I'm David.
You have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
So long.